Hey guys, it's Crypto Llama here, and today we've got a special guest joining us to talk about his fantastic Splinterlands project, which I think will help newer players and adept players alike. This project aims to fine-tune a player's skill on the battlefield with card compositions, as well as ability counters, squad positioning, plus a whole lot more. So stick around, stay tuned, and let's learn about this new project together. I found your website, which you graciously shared in my community Discord channel, but do you want to tell us a bit more about yourself and where you fit in?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Jean-Claude, so it's the JC, Jean-Claude Pratt.
Yep.
And I live in Paris, France. And I learned software engineering in school. And then I worked for big companies in France, and I learned about cryptocurrency and finance, etc. And I was working for a VC, SaaS for VC company before. So what I had to do is I had to make the product design for big VC funds, for the top managers, so the partners, and to create a mobile app that will ease their work while they're taking decisions to invest in startups and everything else.
So you're obviously a bit of a whiz in the development side. You know about the finance side as well. This is incredible that you've created such a platform. So let's just jump into this. If you could take us through how we can get the most out of your platform, that would be fantastic. Just
Sure.
gonna flip over to the screen and perfect. Okay, so first off, really smooth and pretty looking interface. I think what you've done with the GUI, the graphical user interface, is absolutely top notch. It looks amazing.
Thank you.
Very clean indeed. So let's throw a hypothetical out there. Let's say, for instance, I just started playing Splinterlands and I really love playing the Earth Splinter. I'm looking to rent out some cards that will help me get from bronze up into silver. How would you do this using this tool? How would you guide me to use this tool to take me through some options here for the viewers on what we could do?
Sure. So let's say, you want to play the Earth Splinter, so you go in the elements and you click on Earth, and it will show you all the Earth composition that was used by top players that play Earth, and you can say, okay, I want to know in silver how these players are doing, and you go in league and you select your league, and on this league you'll see all the top composition that was used by these players, and you can see each cards that they used. Like the first one is using Mylor. With we see that he has Dr. Blight and something like that, and you can say, maybe I want to check how he played this composition. So on the right you see the play button. If you click on the play button, you will see the whole match and how he won this game and how he played. Everything, and against what he won.
Cool. So that goes straight to. I'm watching a Mylor battle right now, and in silver. This, I'm sure a lot of people will experience this in silver, where Mylor is played a lot in that league. So I'm watching a battle here versus two Mylor. So you can just click the play button, and we go straight to the battle, which is fantastic, and we can watch this currently just play out here. I tell you what, Thorns is a crazy ability, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very punishing.
Yeah.
Also, if the player has a card that he wants to play, let's say if the player wants to play Queen Mycelia, let's say. So if you search for Mycelia,
so I can just type it in, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, and then you can see every single. So can you tell me how where you're scraping the game data from, are these all the top echelon people in each league that we're looking at here?
This is the top players of each league that comes from Splinterlands. They have an API, and I take this API every hour, and I add all the matches that the Splinterlands API gives me, and for each rank, for each league, and the player will have access to it on the dashboard here.
Fantastic. So I can just type in the card that I want. So this is going to be great for players potentially if they have, let's say that they may have a few cards, you know, like the Haunted Spirit or something like that. We could type in the Haunted Spirit in Silver League and then look at the top players, how they're using this card and in what lineups they're using this card. This would be great. So, you know, potentially to the viewers who are watching this, you may already have the Haunted Spirit, or you may have a different card. You could just type that in and see how these top players are playing this card or what they're including with it. And then you could potentially rent out the other cards and see how you go playing those cards depending on what league you're in. That's fantastic.
Exactly. So there's another way. So if you are weak, let's say when you play and like me, you don't really win most matches in even Stevens, let's say.
Okay.
With the pairs. So in even Stevens, you can filter by rule set.
Yep.
And in those rule sets, you can see which cards was played by the players, the team comps, and that may inspire you. Say, oh yeah, I didn't thought about this composition in Even Stevens, or that composition. It may help you understand how to better play these rule sets.
We got the filter for the rule sets as well. So if players who are viewing as well, if you're having trouble with a specific rule set and with your specific splinter and league, you can simply choose with these drop-down menus. You can look at what the compositions are again, and perhaps you don't have these cards, or push you to decide, okay, well, I may need these cards in my lineup. Really, I think that, you know, any platform which can help new players, it's very daunting, I think, for people who are just introduced to the game, don't understand the rule sets, don't understand the cards. It's got a bit of a steep learning curve when it comes, especially with all the different battle rule sets, I think. You know, this is a perfect tool for those people where they can really refine their play style and the cards that they're playing by looking at all these top players and looking at their lineups and making sure that they're choosing the right decisions, or even just the way to position their lineups and make sure that they're making the right decisions there. Really fantastic.
Yeah, true.
So I also noticed there's a mana drop down as well. Do you want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, sure. So the mana filter will help you if, like, you are like me and you have difficulty with low mana matches. You, like, let's say the 14 mana matches, and you can filter games by this mana, and you will see games that you see team compositions by 14 mana for all the splinter or the specific splinter that you want to, and so you will learn from them to better play the cards in low mana matches, either for your league, because I think that a lot of players, I'm counting myself, are losing in low mana matches because
and me too.
We don't know much.
I think that probably a good 90% of players struggle with lower mana battles because I think they're far more difficult to get the right composition going. But yeah, this is fantastic. So you can choose your low mana battles, and here we go. I still like it how the Scarred Llama is being played with the 14 Pellicorn Mercenary. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Exactly. Very hard. Very punishing. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Wanna skip?
Yeah, could we skip that battle, please? Or the Llama just, not interested in watching the outcome of those games. So what do you have planned in the future for Splinterboard? I think it would be great to have, perhaps a login where you can log in and favorite different sets of cards and things like that. Is that something that you're thinking about doing in the future?
Yeah, exactly. It's really nice because one feature that we have had is the decks. So what the deck will help the users do is that players will come and see a lot of decks. And let's say somebody created, like you created a deck for Death in the Silver League, and you have inside Tadius Brood and Art Claw and different tanks and different damage dealer cards in the back, etc.
Yep.
And players will be able to see all the cards inside of the deck. We'll see the price, we see a lot of things that are needed, and they will be able later on to purchase the whole deck for them to start to play directly instead of buying individually all the cards, etc. So it will be, it will simplify the process for people to really focus on their decks and buying decks and recommended by the community. So it will be an easier on-ramp, an easier start for
that
people.
Was going to be my next thought, is that the only thing that I could think about which could perhaps benefit the viewers and Splinterlands players is showing, potentially when you scroll over a card, let me just go back over to the platform where you scroll over the card and it shows you the cheapest price on the marketplace to purchase this card, whether you're purchasing or renting. So, it could show a total price. So if you favorited certain lineups that you see, it will show you the price to rent those cards. And also if you wanted to purchase them as well, it could show you what those costs would be. So that's something that you're planning on implementing in this dashboard?
Yes, exactly. We'll be able to see the price of each card and team compositions. And I will even go further. What we'll do is you will see each card. There will be a cards section, and you will have a detail of each card, like the win rate, in which manner, the mana cap they are used, the rule set where they are used, which league where they are most used, etc. The price of cards, but also something that doesn't exist really much yet. I don't see anywhere else. It's the counters for each card. So,
wow, okay. That really is going a step further. So you're going to show in this dashboard section of the player, you're going to show as well the card counters for that specific card, or the difference in the win rates between different cards depending on the lineup. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Wow.
And because it will help players to understand what's this card strong at and where's what's the weakness of this card. So let's say you are playing against Llama.
Yep.
I think a lot of players encountered already this lineup, and what could beat easily the Crown.
Abilities, like force field and
yes, exactly.
And that kind of stuff.
Force field, exactly. So a monster with force field, magic reflect, or Halmocambio, things like that can survive with other monsters, etc. So we will see the counters, soft or hard counters to these cards, so players can understand what to play against these cards, and they will learn how the game works. And this, I really see Splinterboard like a learning tool for players.
Yeah, and this is
Really
exactly what it seems like, as you say, like an on-ramp for new users to be able to play. As I mentioned before, sometimes it's a bit difficult as a new user to understand the different compositions, what works, what counters what card, what counters what abilities, and all that kind of jazz. So, having a dashboard where you can learn about that straight away, I think it will increase the competition, but also players are more likely perhaps to stick around instead of just buying a spell book and then playing a few matches and getting wrecked or having difficulty. Then they can learn about what lineups work with what cards counter what cards, what abilities counter what abilities, and having that all accessible in one sort of area, like the dashboard that you're talking about and the implementations with Splinterboard in the future. I really think that's going to benefit our community as a whole and allow players to not to be so daunting for players, and allow them to easily sort of slide into the game and make it easier for them. So I honestly think this is a fantastic initiative by yourself, JC. Brilliant for the people who want to start getting into Splinterlands, start being competitive in Splinterlands, realizing what cards that they need. Then people can start creating their lists, it seems like, in this dashboard section, which you're planning on creating, and work to purchasing those cards, and realizing, okay,
exactly.
this is the card that I need. So this is the card that I'm going to save all my pennies up for and purchase.
Exactly. So yeah. And what also I wanted to solve is really helping the players better learn about what others are doing, what the top players are doing, and to try to create their own style while learning what others learn from their mistakes also, and that's really something really important. So yeah, the focus of Splinterboard is really to help them build that knowledge of the game, understanding what they are doing, why they are doing these things.
Yeah, and why they're doing, or why they're losing, perhaps because
exactly
their specific lineup, and just increasing competitiveness all around, really, which is a great thing for the Splinterlands community. The game's only going to get more competitive with the land expansion that's coming out as well. That's going to increasingly change the skill level of players, being able to mint those item and spell cards which you can use before battles to counter certain things. Are you planning on implementing all of that sort of stuff as well down the track once that the land expansion comes into play with the item and spell cards?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there will be implemented because we will have different counters now.
That's right. Yeah.
We'll add new things because let's say you have a new item that counters blast damage, let's say, and you have a Yodin just in front of you. You can really destroy the Yodin just by placing this item. So it will be added in the counter against Yodin or things like that. So the Splinterboard will evolve and take into account the lands and the items of lands and every new expansion of Splinterlands. So absolutely.
Well, I'm really excited for the future of this tool. It's a fantastic initiative, what you've done. I'm really impressed by the website. I think it's going to be great for new players to get in. It's going to be great for the growth of our community and people who are struggling, perhaps to be able to provide them the ability to create more competition in themselves, help new players thrive. And I'm so happy that I can be here to help you promote this platform. It's a fantastic job that you've done. So thank you very much. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we finish this up?
The last thing that will one of the things that will be created is the personal dashboard. So the personal dashboard is to help players really up their game. So it will register their every battle that they do and give them statistics about their favorite cards, their favorite splinter, against what summoners or monsters they lose the most, and against what are their weakness in terms of ruleset, what ruleset they are not good against, etc. So this will be the last part, maybe this year, sure, in the months coming. But this, I think, might help a lot of players to understand, to have metrics about their games and how they play and their win rate and all these things that may help them, I think.
Brilliant. I love statistics. I love metrics. Any way that I can improve myself in game and out of game, that's really cool with me. So thank you so much, JC. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate you. Could you just let people know how to contact you? What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to create a channel in my Discord channel called Splinterboard, where you can release anything new about your platform, and you're welcome to post in there as well. So I'm happy to do that for you.
Awesome.
to create some extra buzz, hopefully. But how can people contact you?
So on the Discord. On your Discord, on the Discord of Llama, so you can go on, like he said, you can go and discuss with me on the Splinterboard channel that we will create, and you can don't hesitate to tell me what do you need, what you would like to see on Splinterboards. Any feedback that you have will be really interesting for me. Do not hesitate on that. It will help me create the platform better with you and with your feedback. So yeah, it would be great and see you there.
Thanks again. You've been awesome. I'm looking forward to the next time I can get you back on the channel. So make sure you hit me up if you get any new updates and things like that. Really looking forward to it. And thanks again, JC.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.